Welcome to Live True Yoga Online. My name is Veronica, and this is Root to Rise tutorial on balancing poses. So often I get people asking me about balancing poses and how they can work on it. So I decided to make a tutorial on it to help break it down so that you can take this and use it for your classes and take it with you. So one of the first things that we talk about in balancing poses is the foundation. So the foundation is your feet. If it's getting into arm balances, it's your arms, but it's your hands, but we're gonna actually just talk about standing balancing poses. And so the important thing to remember when you're in balancing poses is your feet. So bringing awareness to your feet, noticing where you are shifting. So if you're seated, go ahead and get standing with me. Get in a standing posture so that you can feel right here your natural stance is you have more weight over to the right, to the left. Try and even that out. Next thing that I want you to bring awareness of is where's your center of gravity. So do you notice that the weight is back towards your heels, or is it bringing forward? Are you having them to the edges of your feet, or suckling or drawing them inwards? So what I want you to notice is that if you visualize your feet, the four corners of your feet have an even pressure into the ground. So even pressure into the ground, that's rooting down. So you're rooting down into the ground. From there, you're going to build up your awareness into your knees. So bringing awareness to the knees, you start pressing the feet into the ground and you're going to reach up. So as you reach up, you're drawing the quads in. You're drawing the quads in. And as you draw the quads in, the next area, the next platform is your hips. So notice where you're drawing your hips. Are they drawing backwards? Are they drawing forward? And what you want to do is actually with your middle fingers, take your the back of your hip bones, and then with your middle fingers to the front of your hip bones, and you want to draw them upwards. So drawing them upwards, and when you do that, engaging through the lower abdominals. Okay, so it's not so much as drawing the tailbone down as it's a slight engagement through the abdominals. When you bring that slight engagement to the abdominals, now you're starting to engage through your core, wasn't not just the front of the body, but all around. So this engagement is important because it's going to be holding your center of gravity when you're moving into transitions, if you're stepping backwards, moving into transitions from any other poses. So engaging through the core is an important part of your stability. So now we're starting to rise up. So we're rooting down to the ground, start rising up, engaging through the core. Next thing to notice is your chest. So lifting through the chest, but not so much so that your chest is lifted and the arms are outwards. What you want to do is as you engage through the core, lifting through the chest, softening through the shoulders. And now your chin, making sure it's parallel to the ground. So if the chin is too lifted, we kind of lose that center. So parallel to the ground. Another important aspect, another tip is to notice your eyes. So where your eyes go, there's a natural follow of your chest. So that's why we talk about drishti in our yoga classes, which is finding your focal point with your eyes. So an important piece is finding your drishti point. So where it's a line, usually a line out in front, top of your mat, or a line out in front of the door or window is a great place to focus. And when you focus that, lifting through the chest, now we're starting to further rise up. Your eyes are focused. That focuses your energy, that focuses your mind. And when you're focused, you're present. If your mind starts to wander, we start losing that connection into the body. We start losing that action of rooting down and rising up. So keep connected and staying connected through your breath. So really important to breathe through this. Lastly is the top of your head is reaching up and out. So if we're standing poses, right, you're reaching your top of your head up. So when you're in a standing posture, I invite you now to take your hand on top of your head. Whichever hand, it doesn't matter. But what I want you to notice is as you bring your hand on top of your head, see if you can stand a little taller. Can you grow a little taller into your hand? And notice when you press the feet into the ground, you're rising up and your quads are lifted, you're engaging through the core, your chest is lifted, chin parallel with the ground, and you're standing tall. This standing tall is what's going to give you that stability in your balancing poses. Like anything else that we do, it takes repetition and practice, right? But having those key elements to grounding down and rising up will help you with your balancing poses. Also, too, remember, if you fall out of it, don't worry about it. It's fine. Just go back into it. Balancing poses are also very important to help you let go, get present. Because if our mind is still rolling around and like, why did we fall? You know, you're not present. So if you fall out, no big deal. Go back to where you are. Thank you for joining me today in the Root to Rise tutorial. Namaste.